Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my fine jewelry collection, mainly focusing on pieces that practically never come off or the ones that I always reach for. So let's start off with pieces that I'm always wearing, starting with this necklace right here. I've actually gotten a couple questions from you guys asking where this necklace is from, and this is from the brand MESSIKA, and it is part of their Move collection. And it's called that because the diamonds in here actually move. The whole thing is covered in diamonds, and then inside there's 3 little pieces of diamonds. So right now inside the little bar thing, they're all just like right next to each other, right? But I actually like to put them something like this, like 2 and 1. So I kind of like that unevenness, and it just makes it look a little bit more balanced. I don't know why, but for some reason when I first tried on this necklace in the store, I thought there would be a bit more resistance to the diamonds. So I thought I'd be able to actually feel like the diamonds like moving if I were to push them, but they're very fluid. I don't know if fluid is like the right word because it's obviously not liquid, but it almost feels like they are floating. So that's why they're not always at like a fixed state. They just like keep moving around as you move. And in different pictures and like parts of the video, you might have seen that they are not always looking the same. I'm usually a yellow gold kind of girl, but when I tried this necklace on in yellow gold, it was way too subtle. Like it was literally a part of me. It was still so beautiful, but I think I wanted it to pop a little bit. And at the time, I was actually wearing these earrings. So these are little hoop earrings in white gold. And as you can see, the design, it's very similar. There's basically a whole row of bigger diamonds, and then all around it is like small diamonds. And because of this very similar design, and because I was wearing them at the time, the white gold necklace just looked so much better. It almost looked like a whole set. That's why I went with this white gold version. And there's 4 little diamonds on this really dainty chain, and the length is adjustable as well. There's like a little bit of like those O-rings at the bottom or at the back, so you can adjust it. I kind of like this length right here, but you can make it a little bit longer too. I just love how unique and different this necklace is, and this whole design in general. Unless you are familiar with the brand or their collection, I feel like not a lot of people know. So I love that, and it does sparkle, and it's just something really small but like very beautiful, and actually goes well with like pretty much everything, which is why it's always on my neck. And as for my bracelets, I will go into each and every one of my Cartier bracelets right here, and I feel like I wore the wrong shirt because this is such a thick knit. I think I'm gonna go in a chronological order. So starting with the oldest one here, this is the Juste Un Clou in the small size, yellow gold and diamonds. This was my birthday gift to myself a couple of years ago. I got this in Hawaii. I almost wasn't gonna be able to buy this because at the time everything was sold out. It was very hard to get a lot of pieces from Cartier, especially in like a very popular design or like a size, and birthday magic happened, so I was able to get it. This bracelet just has a lot of meaning, and it reminds me of like a happy time, so I love this piece. But to be honest, if I could go back in time, I think I would go with the original size, because I don't know if you can tell, you gotta look closely, it is starting to bend a little. It's getting like a little bit twisted. The small size is made differently from the original, the normal size. This one, it actually bends right open. Can you see? Yeah. So it's like a twisty thing. Cartier uses 18K for these bracelets, so they scratch easily, and if you keep, you know, using it or like stretching it out, it could break. And for the longest time, I thought I had to go with like the thin size for pretty much all the bracelets, because I thought the bigger or the original size would be a little too much. But I think that might suit my small wrist even better. So yeah, if I could go back, I would definitely go with the original size. But one thing I did do right is getting the one with diamonds. I think this adds so much interest, and every time I see a Juste Un Clou bracelet without the diamonds, I don't know, it seems a little bit too dull for me. I love the little diamonds here. I will say, however, comparing the Juste Un Clou with the Love bracelet, this is so much more resistant to scratches, or at least it's less visible. The band itself isn't flat, you know, it's like a rounded band, so you can't really see any scratches. And then moving on to the Love bracelets, this small band, the thinner one here, is what I got next. They're both in yellow gold, no diamonds on this one. The small one I've had for about a year now, and then this one is my newest addition. I got it on my birthday this year, so that was August, and they're already covered in scratches. It's like so painful to look at. I would say like the biggest downside of these bracelets, and I feel like that's why they came out with that brushed gold one, which looks so good. I think that one's so chic. It's definitely less shiny, but it's a little bit more sophisticated. But the Love bracelets have like a very high shine, like high impact. Like you can tell the difference. This is a very subtle, dainty, more like chic kind of design, and this is just gorgeous. That's why I feature them as one of the luxury purchases that I would repurchase. So the original one, we all know that we have to use that screw to, you know, lock them in. And this one, similar to this, you don't technically have to screw it in. You just have to twist the lock on both ends, and it's almost like breaking it, but you can kind of crack it open. And I, to be honest, like really don't like that design. It gives me anxiety every time. I don't like the fact that all the small designs are kind of made differently. I don't know. I wish they kind of kept the same technique. I feel like that way they're built a little bit better and more long lasting. So all three of them are in size 15, but Juste Un Clou tends to run a little bit big. 15 in Juste Un Clou is technically 16 in Love. Yeah, I think I did the math right? So when I was buying these Love bracelets, the sales associate recommended 16 to match with this, but it was way too big and I hated how it was coming down all the way here. So I went with 15 again, and I just love where these bracelets sit. I think with this one, because it's so much lighter, so much thinner and smaller, it's okay if it like comes down all the way here. And I clearly remember when I tried this on in size 14, yeah, like one smaller, I could feel the bracelet on my wrist like 24/7, and I just hated that feeling. It felt a little bit restricting, so I went with this one. But like on both arms, like there's not a huge difference, but I will say, however, because this is technically a little bit bigger than this, you can't really stack it because it'll just come right down, and sometimes they just like intertwine, and that's how you get scratched. And then moving on to my rings, this is actually the oldest piece from Cartier. This is like 4 or 5 years old now, very old. The Love ring in small like wedding band size and no diamonds, and this guy right here, it needs a good polish at this point because there are just way too many scratches all around, and I use like body oil, body lotion like twice a day, every single day. So I feel like it just doesn't look as shiny anymore. It looks quite dull. This actually was meant for my left hand. It fit perfectly here, and also my index finger on my left hand. And because I'm right-handed, I use my right hand a lot more. So the fingers on my right hand are slightly thicker, or like the knuckles are a little bit more developed. And during the colder months, you know how your fingers shrink a little bit? So it got to the point where this ring on my left hand would just slide right out. If I were to shake my hand, it would just fly off. So I definitely didn't want that to happen. Since I'd gotten this ring, I have lost a bit of weight, which is why it was also getting a little too big on this hand. So this ring has been living on this hand, and at first I didn't really like the fact that I had a Love ring here and the Love bracelets all on one hand, but I'm okay with it until I can add something else to the collection. And then this ring is from Mejuri. This is also 14K yellow gold, and this is all little diamonds. Oh, this is also yellow gold. This was meant for my index fingers, but it's not tight enough, so it's very easy to like take it off like this. This one I wasn't able to, you know, go into a store or anything. It was just like an online order, so I kind of like guesstimated it, comparing it with this ring size, and then I went with size 6. It's such a small, dainty one, but it's very beautiful. It's very subtle, and it doesn't like take up your whole hand. And also I like the fact that the ring is flat, so it doesn't get caught on like your sweaters, hair, anything. It's very like seamless, so I really like this ring. And then let's move on to these earrings. These are the paperclip earrings from Anita Co, and I feel like these are the most me kind of pieces in my collection. I have always loved paperclip earrings because I had a solid gold one before this with a little pearl, and one day I lost one of the pearls, so I stopped wearing it, unfortunately. So these earrings are kind of like a step up, like fancier versions with all these like diamonds encrusted. And from just looking at it, you can't really tell, right? But this is actually yellow gold, and this is rose gold. It was definitely not my intention to mix and match like that. I would have gone with yellow gold, but they didn't have this one in yellow gold, and luckily their rose gold is very similar to like Cartier, where like the rose gold isn't like too pink or like too red. It's very subtle, kind of like rosy tint gold, so it's very similar to yellow gold, which is why you can barely tell. And these earrings are actually not a set. You do have to purchase them separately because you have to choose which side of the ear that you want. So this is the left ear side, and then this is the right one, and you can't really wear the left one on your right ear and vice versa because of the way that it's designed. There's diamonds on the outside, as you can see, right? So if you were to transfer that over to your right side, the diamonds are now going to be hidden because it's going to be right next to your face or like your ear, because it's like inside. Also the way you wear it, so it looks like this, and you have to push this in. So if you were to put this in the ear that it's not meant for, then it gets a little difficult to push this in because now you have to like fold it from the outside, if that makes sense. One thing that's a little bit cringy is the way you're supposed to like open this up. There's no magic button or anything. So what you do is push it down and then opens up only like this much, right? So you have to stretch it out like this. I know it's like crazy, and considering that they're all like real gold pieces, you definitely don't want to like open them up too much because that's how you're gonna break it right here. Luckily it is pretty thick, but it's not too heavy either. But I wouldn't really wear this to sleep because it's such a long piece, and even though it's not too heavy, it's not like light as a feather either. Oh, I forgot to mention, but both of these pieces are in the large size. I know there's also a smaller version, so it's like smaller than this. I feel like this looks like a typical standard paper clip, whereas that one looks a little too smushed. So I really like the large piece. So you open it up like this, push it down, and then once it's in, you just push that part in and make sure it latches on. Sometimes you can hear it. And then on my second earlobe, I have little diamond studs, very simple diamond studs, also from Mejuri. They were very affordable. I mean, they're very small diamonds anyways, and these are 14K. And then another pair of earrings I got from Mejuri in 14K gold is this. Do you see that gold hoop? I also have one right here, like the top one. So these are little tiny hoop earrings, and I bought them because I wanted to create the look where when you wear them on your second lobe, it kind of almost touches your earlobe, so it kind of looks like it's hugging your ear instead of hanging low. And I also have really big hoops from Mejuri. This is also a 14K pair. These are still like big enough for like every day. I love wearing hoop earrings like with a half up half down kind of hairdo. This is really thin, and similar to like the Cartier Juste Un Clou, it bends like this. I mean, I definitely don't want to do it too much. Very light, thin, but it never tarnishes, of course, and I just love this hoop earring. Obviously, I have more jewelry pieces, but I definitely wanted to highlight my fine jewelry pieces that I always reach for in this video. And oh, this one, I was a little bit hesitant to talk about this because they were a gift from my friend, so I don't have any information I can like share with you. I literally don't know where they're from. They're just from a local jeweler. Like, I don't even know the name of them, like the design, how many carats, I don't know. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to mention them, but these are the ones that I mentioned when I was talking about the MESSIKA necklace. They're so beautiful. And before these Anita earrings, I was wearing these non-stop. They're still so amazing. They're so lightweight. I literally never feel them on my ears. I love them. But this is a very classic design. I've seen a lot of brands that do little huggies, like hoop earrings that look like this, so it shouldn't be too hard for you guys to find something like this. So yeah, those are all the pieces that I want to share with you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.